Let's get it going. All you.
I'm Ben Weiss. I made this slide just to have some words on the page. I know it looks like I'm a 2-year-old telling you about myself. I'm 15. Typo. I have 2 siblings, Mitch and Catherine. My parents are divorced, and
this is special already. Wow.
Family is an important part of my life. I have probably over 20 cousins, over 15 aunts and uncles. There's a lot of people, and that's just like immediate family. That's not even like second cousins. Oh my gosh. This is my dad's side of the family at my brother's open house. My dad is the tallest one in the middle. It's probably really hard to see. My grandparents are the oldest ones, I guess, the way I would put it. And I have a lot of little cousins. It's really scary. Them all together at once is crazy. And then the kid in the orange in the middle is like raising his hand, freaking out. He's got a twin brother, and those two together, you do not want to see them together. That's really, really scary. This is my mom's side of the family, and this was taken 2 or 3 weekends ago at our family trip. It was just a little week that we spent at Burt Lake. And we had this guy, 2 campsites over, like, we need to get a picture taken. This guy comes over. We're like, hey, you want to take a picture for us? He's like, sure. And he takes a few pictures, blah, blah, and like, you want something to drink? He's like, I don't drink. We're like, okay, we got to give him something. So we look in the camper, and we see cookies on the table, and we're like, okay, we'll just give this guy some cookies. So we went out and handed him some cookies, and he was like, thanks, and walked away. And we're like, okay. This guy was like, probably my height, had a bike, I don't know, it was kind of sketchy as he's walking over. I'm looking at him like, this guy's taking our picture? Okay. Hobbies. I love hunting. 2 pictures on the left. Last year, I left for Wyoming around September 28th. And my birthday's October 1st, and that's the opening day of gun season out there. And I tagged out in 6 hours. I shot this antelope at about 40 yards on state land, and then I shot my mule deer on some property that we paid to hunt. And then this 8-point on the right was the first deer that I ever shot alone, which was last year. It was, I was sitting in one of the blinds at a property, and he came out, and I was almost not about to shoot him because my brother is the biggest hypocrite when it comes to like how big the deer are that we shoot at our property. And then I shot it, and somehow, in some way, I don't know how I did this. When I pulled the gun up, I got the scope on his shoulder, I guess, and I waited a little bit. I shot. I can tell by the way he's running that I hit him, and he starts running. And I call my grandpa. He's like, "Wait for us to come over there. We'll come help you find him." I'm too excited. I'm sitting in the back of the blind, standing out, like bouncing up and down. I had a lot of energy. So I go and I start looking, and I see no blood. All I see is a pile of hair, like big as my stomach. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't know what I did. So we just were walking around because we knew I hit him, and we're walking in the woods, and all of a sudden my grandpa's like, Ben, how big was the deer you shot? I'm like, pretty big, I guess. And he's like, is it this one right here? I'm like, probably. I came running through the woods. I was like, yep, that's it. And then I also love fishing. The picture on the right is the biggest bass I ever caught in my life. It was last summer when we were camping with my family out on a lake called Bass Lake over by Pentwater. Pentwater. And then the picture on the left is a bass that I caught on my hunting property. And I also love photography. I really got into it last spring I took Miss Yeagley's photography class, and as you can tell, I like trucks, boots, hunting, and then the picture on the bottom left was one of my favorite pictures I took last year. I love Kyle Eisenberg's truck so much. And then I also love snowboarding. I'm a part of the snow club, and these are pictures from the overnight trip last year. The girl on the bottom right taking the picture, she was a foreign exchange student with Breckenridge, and one of the students from Breckenridge brought her. And I don't know why Dave took this picture. We were in the hot tub like the last day, and the bathing suit she had on like came to here. So Dave, as she's under the water, it looks like she has no clothes on. Dave takes a picture and posts it on Facebook. I'm like, Dave, okay. And one of my coolest experiences was in 2014. I went to the Little League World Series with my friend Quinn, and we were tired when we left. This is a picture as we were leaving Quinn's
And look,
house.
what's he doing? Is he picking his nose? Or what is he? Gang sign. Yes, Shepherd Gangs. I got you.
Yep, exactly. Then the player that I'm taking the picture with, his name's Rui. He played for Mexico, and he's the only reason why I got the Mexico hat, because he's like this tall, he's the funniest kid ever. And then one of the coolest experiences while I was there is they have the pin trading. And so we started out and we found a few pins that some guys just gave away, and we started building up, and you get like sets. So like the phones were a set, and that was what my goal was, to try to get as many sets of them as I could. So I started talking to some kids, and everyone's like, go to this guy because he made these car pins right here. And I got like the gold one and the silver one. I'm just looking for the bronze one. And Quinn, I'm talking to Quinn, I'm like, yeah, this one guy has it, I gotta go get a few extra pins to trade him, blah, blah, blah. And Quinn's like, okay, goes up to the guy, gets the bronze pin, and he comes back, he's like, Ben, look what I got. I'm like, you little, I was so mad. And then like 2 hours later, I finally got that pin. And then the last pin I got while I was there was this Little League World Series, the King of the Hill, because you know how the kids slide down in the cardboard boxes. They have a pin for that, and if you move the players up and you like hold the pin so it's facing down, they'll slide down. I thought that was the coolest pin ever. And then these, like some of these pins up here are like the teams, like at districts, each team will have their own pin. You'll trade with other teams and stuff. So players will have a cooler collection. But this one's from I think either the Panama team or the Mexico team, and this was their first time winning the district since 1997, so that was pretty cool. And then the New Jersey Devils pin, you'd like search through people's books, because people had books and books of pins. I saw this one and I asked the person how much they wanted, kind of like what pins they wanted for it, and they're like, just take it. And I thought that was one of the coolest pins because my cousin plays for the New Jersey Devils, my second cousin. So I haven't been able to watch him in the NHL yet, but we always used to watch him when he was in the AHL. That's my life.
Okay. Well done. Well done.